Hello, my darlings. My name is Victoria, and this is Veritas Tarot. My darlings, I'm going to be doing 5 special readings for you over the next couple of days, and these are for 2021. I'm going to be looking at those who are single. I'm going to be looking at those in separation. I'm going to be looking at those who are recently separated, those who are together but apart emotionally, energetically, and those who are in a new relationship as well. I'm going to start today with those that are recently separated. I'm feeling that that's the one I should start with today, and this is for 2021. So what I'm going to be doing is pulling some cards. We're going to be looking at where you are right now, how you are feeling, perceiving life at the moment. We're going to be looking at how the person that you have recently separated from, your person, how they're thinking and feeling about you right now. We're going to be looking at what is your challenge. Spirit says your challenge, if you can overcome, is going to make this journey a little easier for you. We're going to look at your aspirations and goals, and then we're going to have a love letter from Spirit for you, a message from Spirit for you that I believe will give you some more clarity about the past and some trust and faith in the future. If this reading resonates for you, then you were guided by Spirit to see this at this exact time. If it doesn't resonate for you, then it simply means it wasn't for you at this time. There will always be a message for you at exactly the right time that you need to hear it. If it does resonate, I would be so grateful if you would comment, like, share, subscribe. Let's move on with the reading. I'm going to start off with my beautiful Spirit Song Tarot. I use this tarot because Mother Nature has so many extraordinary messages for us if we just stop and see and really see through those universal eyes. And then I'm going to just see where else Spirit guides me to go. I've got a variety of other decks here, and I've also got quite a few oracle cards as well. But let's just see where the reading goes, my darlings. So let's have a look. So this is for you, my darling, if you are recently separated from somebody and you've been guided to come onto YouTube and see if there's any messages there for you at this time. Thank you. For those that most need to hear it, Spirit, thank you, thank you, thank you. Current sort of perceived state of mind, how they're thinking and feeling right now. Thank you, Spirit. That wanted to come out. So you've got the Lover's card here. And this is with the 2 wolves here. And this is about, it's the love card as opposed to the lovers, but it's the same sort of meaning. This is about choices and about that. Choices can mean choices in relationships, but it can also mean choices to trust in love, because the 2 wolves here represent, with the lovely American Indian tale of the 2 wolves we have inside us, and we have both a love wolf and we have a fear wolf. And love and fear, the 2 opposite ends of the spectrum that the divine, the universe gave us, because we have to go through contrasts and to understand what we do want from experiencing also what we don't want. And fear is the energy that contracts, hides, hoards, kind of hides away, and love is the energy that expands, opens up, heals and shares. So this is a message for you, I believe, from Spirit, that you're in this place of not trusting in love, not understanding what's happening, feeling that obviously that heartache that's so painful at this time. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Shaman, which is the Hierophant card. And this is divine wisdom and spiritual power. This is the eagle. So I feel that whatever relationship you were recently in, it was one that was very much a committed relationship, one that you felt was going far, one that you were either married, you were married to, or in a long-term partnership with. And that's why these journeys can be so hard when suddenly our situation changes. So you are with this wolf as well, with these wolves. You're fiercely loyal. And that's a beautiful, beautiful trait to have. And I believe you're fiercely loyal to this connection as well. The wolves, because it's fear, and the fear wolf and the love wolf, and obviously the wolf that leads the pack is the wolf we feed. I feel that you're being asked to trust in the power of love. And when we act, when we do things, one of the big things that the divine asks us to do is to say to ourselves, are we doing this from a place of love or from fear? There is a deep connection between you and your soulmate, and you're at this stage, at this current time, of reevaluating your life. This is your perceived state of mind, reevaluating your life, potentially reevaluating choices that you have at this time. So let's see, the next card I'm going to be looking at is your person. We're going to be looking at how they're thinking and feeling about you right now. Thank you, Spirit. That wanted to come out. So we've got the Seven of Cups, which here is represented by the Seven of Shells. This is the lobster here. So the lobster immediately talks to me that they are, wherever they are right now, they're feeling very uncomfortable. The lobster is a symbol of going through a change, going through a growth, going through a transformation, because the lobster only grows when it's forced to grow out of its shell. It gets so uncomfortable, it has to break itself out of its shell. So wherever they are right now, they're at a stage of feeling very uncomfortable. The Seven of Cups is about choices as well. It's also about choices that can be made that may not be the right choices for us. But you see, there's no right or wrong choices, funny enough. And I know I sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm taking a step back now and looking at this spiritually. So your person may be confused by choices as well, and you've got choices in love and trust too. But actually, as I said, there's no right or wrong. So whatever choices they're making, those choices are, everything happens for us. So those choices are there to help them, whether you perceive them as right or wrong choices or they do. They're there to help them shift. They're there to help them release things that may not be serving them in their lives. The lobster, again, like the wolves, this is the crossroad of choices for them as well. And whatever has happened between you has had, although you may not be aware of it, an incredibly strong impact on them, a trigger, just like they have triggered you as well. You have triggered them as well. It's left them sort of floundering in the dark, is what I'm being told, and it's searching for that soul's purpose as well. But I love to see the lobster here, because that shows to me that they're on that right path at the moment, going through a transformation. Now, when this reading's for those that have recently separated, this may have been this week, it may have been this month or 6 months ago. There is no timing in the divine. Well, there is, but it's not the timing that we have. So this is a message for whoever who most needs to hear it, and you will know whether you have moved forward with your journey and have been in a longer separation, but still very much feeling the pain. And this is therefore a recent separation for you, or you are further along on your journey. So all this is a very, very recent thing for you. These wolves are completely focused on this lobster. So wherever you are right now, they are very much in your mind space, in your head space the whole time. There is the moon card there, which talks to me of a new cycle coming in, my darling. And this cycle is a choice for you to trust in that power of love. So let's just see what else. And again, at the bottom of the deck, even after this card has come out for you, we've got the Shaman card has come out again, the Hierophant. So they are mirroring you in their feelings right now. This was a very long-term committed relationship. But there is no but here. This is what's beautiful. The eagle represents, the eagle flies closest to heaven. So the eagle represents those winged wing messengers of God, because they fly close to heaven. Again, I'm going to remind you, divine wisdom and spiritual power. So this Hierophant card is not just talking about the commitment and the bond and the relationship that you had, but also about that commitment. The Hierophant is also about your commitment to yourself, to shift and change on your journey as well. And the Hierophant, the eagle is very sharp-sighted, remaining grounded as well. So this is a reminder to Spirit for you. One of the expressions that I always love to use, this is a very strong message always from Spirit, is about observing. And I use the analogy of I'm doing lots of walks myself, and it's out on the coast here, and there's lots of bramble bushes and blackberry bushes and everything. So it's about visualizing yourself stepping out of this bramble bush that you're in at the moment, that can be very painful, and observing it, observing your way through, observing what is happening for you, because everything happens for you. And that's part of your remaining grounding as well. Whoever's around you at this time, who's come into your life or come into your person's life, has come in as soul family, and you'll recognize them if they have, because you feel like you've known them forever, to offer you advice. This is God's helping hand to you, to offer you teaching, to offer you these learning experiences. And the eagle as well in the Hierophant, this is a reminder as well for you that these relationships, every relationship we have, every experience we have, is for the evolution of our soul, my darling. And therefore, as you observe why things are happening for you, observe those feelings that you have at the moment and why you're feeling those feelings. Are these triggers that's going back to things that you may have experienced when you're younger that can continuously come up? As you can try and let go of hurts and release fears about what's happening in the future, because you are being guided at the moment. This is a very strong reading. You've got 2 major arcanas out of these 3 cards. The eagle, you see, as I said, the eagle flies closest to heaven, and the eagle gets attacked by the crow, which can represent your fears, your anxieties, other people's negative energies around you. But the eagle doesn't respond. The eagle doesn't fight back. It doesn't engage. The eagle just flies higher and higher and higher. And eventually the crow falls away, because the crow doesn't have the lung capacity of the eagle. So this is a reminder to you about remaining in whatever space you're in right now, remaining in that protective space that Spirit has given you. You know, we've all been sort of sent to our rooms to think about our lives this year. So see that as something that's positive for you, where you have a chance to heal. You have a chance to spend time alone, because time alone is time alone to listen, and time to listen is time with God. That's when God wants to spend time with you. And to learn to love that silence, to learn, like the eagle, to observe from a higher space about what's going on, because the eagle observes from that high space and is very sharp-sighted, but remains grounded at the same time. So let's have a look at, they're going through a shift though. I know this part of this reason is you to see how your person is feeling. They are going through choices at the moment. And you also have this choice as well with them. And I can feel that although you're recently separated, your whole focus and energy and attention is on them. And so I feel that they have left you, and both your fear wolf and love wolf are focusing on them at this time. But there is a new cycle there. So let's just see. Thank you, Spirit. This is your 5 of Cups. This is your challenge that we talked about. And the 5 of Cups in the traditional tarot is somebody who's sitting looking at 3 cups. And those cups represent the past, present, and the future, but they're looking at them in an energy that's despondent, in an energy that has despair, in an energy of sadness. They are sitting under a tree, so that tree represents grounding. That's a reminder to you that you can receive so many messages from Spirit just by going out for a walk, standing barefoot somewhere. When you allow yourself to listen, when you allow yourself to quieten your mind, that's when your soul, that's when Spirit can talk to you. Your soul's connected to the divine. That's why all the answers lie within, my darling. So, but with this Five of Cups, there is 2 cups behind that's waiting to come in for you. But while you're focusing on, and it's so understandable, while you're focusing on why has this happened to me? What did I do? Maybe there's regret there. Maybe there's remorse there. Try and let it go. Try and let it go, because I know this is difficult here. Everything does happen for you. And this relationship is a very strong relationship, okay? Very strong connection. But it's these stronger connections that sometimes the divine steps in with divine intervention to, because when we're in a relationship where all of our attention is focused on the other person, that's when we lose ourselves in the relationship. And what the divine, the universe wishes for you is for you to be in that place of being grounded yourself, loving yourself. We are so hard on ourselves. We are so much harder on ourselves than others. We tell things to ourselves that we would never dream of saying to another. But remind yourself, you're the only person you're with your entire life. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Respect yourself. Know your worth. Know that you create your own reality. You're your own universe. God created you. Part of him is in you, in your soul. And that's why to listen to that soul is so important. With this particular Five of Cups, which is the firefly here, you see the firefly, firefly flies through the dark and is not scared of the dark, because the firefly understands. You know, we talk about flying through the dark to get to the light. Well, the firefly understands that he is the light. You have that light within you. And that's Spirit, that's divine, that's in your soul. And the firefly is the glow, you see, that glow. It's that spark of light and hope. And this is what Spirit's trying to tell you. There is a spark of light and hope. And it's a reminder to you that things are not always as they seem with the firefly. And thank you, Spirit, by releasing, trying to release, by observing, by standing back from that bramble bush and observing, and understanding this is happening for you, not to you, might help you to, you may not understand why at this time, and that's okay. You can say to Spirit, thank you for telling me when I'm meant to know, but I understand, and thank you for whatever you're doing. Because when we thank Spirit, we thank the divine for not just the great things that happen in our life, the surprises and delights, but the uncomfortable things that happen in our life. That's when we allow ourselves to shift and change. That's when our vibration shifts and changes. That's how we allow the universe to come in, because everything happens for you for your greatest good. And there will be a time when you look back on this and be so grateful. And releasing that sorrow you feel and that sadness, bit by bit, I understand that, bit by bit, will help give you a renewed outlook and help you learn from what has happened. And we don't necessarily learn or remember, our soul already knows, we just remember. We don't learn from experiences, we learn from reflecting on those experiences. And so imagine yourself like a little firefly, bravely going through the dark, knowing that light's within you, and that you are, this is temporary. Everything is temporary. Everything is, if you can allow things to go with the flow, if you can say, okay, today is not such a good day, but tomorrow I'm going to wake up and it's going to be a better day. And if you can allow yourself to be, I'm looking at the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck, if you can allow yourself to be, just focus on today. Just say to yourself, right, what can I do today that's going to be self-care, that's going to, in that moment, bring a smile to my face, make me happy? Is it picking up the phone to a friend who makes me laugh? Is it going for a walk? Is it having a bath with lots of bath salts and playing loud music? Is it watching a box set? What can I do to help myself? What can I do to give myself self-care and self-love? What can I do to help get out of my head that's causing so much pain here? So, my darling, let's have a look now at what are your goals and aspirations at this time. Thank you, Spirit. So, sorry, I've got two little doggies, so if they sometimes snore, so I do apologize. If it's very bad, I'll pause the video, then start it again. So you've got the Chariot and you've got the Magician. So you've got two more major arcanas have come out for you as well. I just want to show you, this is the Rhino and the Raven. So I don't know if you have anything to do with R's in your name, but the Rhino and the Raven have come out for you. The Chariot is about letting go and letting God, going with the flow. This is your what the message you're giving out to the universe. You may or may not be aware of that, but that is your feeling behind the feeling of what you are, your soul, what you're putting out there to the universe, because you manifest, my darling, whether you know it or not, consciously or subconsciously, you're manifesting all the time. And actually you're a master manifester, because the Raven has come out and this is the Magician card. The Rhino wants to charge ahead though, okay? So this is you wanting movement. This is you wanting things to happen. And it talks about discipline and determination. And in fact, nothing gets in the way of the Rhino. You know, if the Rhino comes charging down the road, anybody would step aside. So you're very, it's about meeting conflict head on, okay? So that's one of the messages here. And it talks about you know, solutions happening for you along the way, and you don't want to be sidetracked. You're very focused, you're very determined, you want things to go in your favor, and we all do. But what Spirit is saying to you here, their message back to you, my darling, is yes, absolutely move forward. That's wonderful. Move forward, keep moving forward, understanding that everything is temporary. But get out of the way of what you're manifesting, just like the Rhino, okay? Because whatever you're manifesting right now, and I feel it's in relation to your person, if you start to think, just say thank you to the universe. Just say thank you for whatever you're manifesting, because saying thank you says to the divine, I understand it's done. I may not have seen it yet, but I know that all the cogs of the wheels are turning. I know the universe is putting everything into action. Sorry, and you do want to speak because my throat is going. And I'm just going to get out of the way of it. So I'm just going to say thank you, understanding as above, down below. I haven't seen it yet, but it's done. And then try not to think too much about how and when and why. Try not to think about the detail, because when you do that, you literally put up these walls. One, you're feeling a lack of because it hasn't happened. And therefore the universe will respond as such to that, because it always responds to that feeling behind the feeling behind the feeling. Two, one of the things that the divine likes to teach us is patience, that everything happens in divine timing for our own good. Three, if you can imagine the universe is the Rhino, and the universe is trying to bring these manifestations to you as quickly as possible, what are you going to do? You're going to get out of the way of it. So let go of all of the who's and whys and whens, and just say thank you, because you know it's about you employing a new direction, and a new direction for you is about stepping out of the way of your desires, because they're already, the universe always says yes, but it'll come in for the right time for you. With the Magician, it talks about you, as I said, manifesting, I believe consciously, understanding that you create your own reality, and that if you say thank you for it before it happens. You're unleashing that full potential, that full magic, as the raven as well. The raven also, represents loss, but the raven is also a kind of prophet, and it's a keeper of secrets. So in your manifestations, it's that understanding that some things will be, your soul already knows the answer, but some things will be kept secret from you until it's time for the universe to do their Dada moment with you. Don't fear failure. You see, the magician has that wand of passion and desire and creativity. The magician has the cup of self-love. The magician has that pentacle, which represents their manifestations, represents the realization of their ideas. And the magician has that sword that's turned from conflict to clarity and truth. So this is where you're wanting to manifest, you're wanting to move forward, you're wanting to willpower it into existence, and it will happen for you, my darling. But to get out of the way of it, okay? So that's a wonderful, wonderful thing to see there. So let's have a look at now what's coming in for you, who's coming in for you next year, what's happening for you next year, my darling. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Quite a lot of cards. Okay, there's a lovely cards for you. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Justice card. This is truth and clarity, and this is just lovely to see. Okay, so the Justice card here is represented by the crow. Interesting enough, the crow can also be, as I said, with the eagle, that sort of negative energies and things. But what that's saying to me, what Spirit is saying to me with that is the crow, you've had to go through those experiences to have clarity on things. You've had to go through these uncomfortable experiences, these painful experiences, to learn your own truth, to understand, to get to know yourself as well. The Justice card talks about things going in your favor, my darling. It talks about making balanced decisions. It talks about the gifts of ancient wisdom and divine laws. That includes divine timing. Tarot is the path of life, the road of life. And if you switch it around, you've got Rota, which is the wheel as well, and Ator, which is healing and teacher as well. And I think it's Torat, which is the goddess of love, because love, when we act from a place of love, when we do things from a place of love, and that's a balanced decision as well, then we allow that wheel to turn without sticking our spoke in it. You're going this next year to stand with this Justice card. You're going to stand in your personal integrity. You're going to get to know yourself again. You're going to weigh any decisions very carefully, but from, like this crow on this branch, from your higher self, with no fear, because like that crow knows that if that branch breaks, it can fly away. So it's about releasing these fears. And you're coming into an understanding next year that you're orchestrating your own life. And with an orchestra, we're all to some extent broken instruments. So when we judge another broken instrument, how can we do that if we're broken as well? But when we start to see that everybody is beautiful, everybody is different, everybody is unique, everybody makes up this orchestra, then everything somehow or other seems more in tune. We understand that. And it's about learning from those lessons. You will have learnt and shifted and grown from what you have gone through. And you will be feeling so empowered, which is lovely. So what's coming in else for you? You've got the Page of Acorns, which is the Page of Wands. You've got the Six of Crystals, which is the Six of Pentacles. You've got the Seven of Pentacles. And you've got the Three of Cups as well. So let's start with this end card here, which is the Three of Cups. This is represented here by the dolphin. So the Three of Cups, these cups talk about your emotions, okay, about love, relationships, romance. The Three of Cups can talk about a reconciliation. Thank you. A reconciliation in this instance because of the dolphins here as well. And it talks about playfulness and bliss. A reconciliation where you are in tune with one another. Do you see how they instinctively follow one another there? And it's a very, and the water represents emotions as well. So your whatever this relationship will be with a reconciling, it'll be one of a happiness, it'll be one of celebration, it'll be one of being on that same literally wavelength. You're creating that wavelength. And this is why this journey is so important for you at this time, because you can't heal in the space that you were hurt. But when you go through these shifts, when you go through these changes, when you look honestly at yourself and understand why these things happened, why did the universe do this for you? Did it do you to bring it back home to yourself? Were you losing yourself in this relationship? Were you being triggered by old conditioned behaviors, thoughts and feelings that go back a long way from other relationships? Did you bring other relationships into this relationship? Only you know the answer to that. But by going through this, and it's only when we're made to feel our most uncomfortable, and your person is going through that now too as well with the Seven of Cups, it's only when we're made to feel uncomfortable that we are forced to shift and change. And it's lovely to see that you've got this dragonfly here, because you're not afraid of going through this dark period. This is why you're sitting listening to this reading. You want to shift and change. You want to release things. You want to release the hurt. You want to release expectations of anybody. And this is a beautiful reading for you. The dolphin is a reminder to you as well, darling, about honoring yourself, honoring everything you have achieved in your life, respecting yourself, because the more you respect yourself, the more you will see others will respect you, because that's the vibration you're giving out. You're going to, with this Three of Cups and your dolphins, I said, so playful, there's going to be so much gratitude in your life, so much joy in your life. And it's a reminder for you now, even though this is a difficult time for you, to find that joy, to find that gratitude, because the more you're in that vibration, the more the universe responds with the same. If you give out a vibration of, I'm grateful, I'm happy, I'm joyful, even in that one moment of feeling those feelings are so much more powerful than all of the negative thought-based feelings. And the universe will respond with, well, I'll give you more of that. So find those moments, live in the moment in this day, find those moments, even if it's making yourself a cup of coffee and just sitting quietly and listening to some music. Find those moments, darling, and be grateful for this change, because it's happening for you. So what else have you got coming in? You've got this Page of Acorns, which is the Page of Wands, and it's this naughty little monkey. Again, playful. You've got playful at the beginning and playful at the end. You know, monkeys are, and it talks about discovery and enthusiasm. So pages for me are messages. They're also messages of transition as well. Monkeys are very free-spirited. They're very naughty. They are very optimistic about everything, about the possibilities of things, about their perception, their direct perception about the possibilities of things. But they also are very impatient too. So it's about keeping impatience in check and understanding divine timing. Monkeys have bursts of energy, but then they sleep a lot. So again, it's a reminder to you about you going at the pace that's right for you. And if you do have sudden bursts of energy and creativity, then focus on that, because that's where Spirit's trying to guide you, whatever that may mean for you, whatever you love doing, do it. Even if it's for short periods of time and then you rest, but do it. But this Page of Wands does also talk about messages coming in for you. Some transitional message that's going to come in for you at some stage next year. That is leading to this Six of Pentacles, which is balance. Okay, this is synergy and gratitude. And look, it's the meerkats here. So, you know, the Six of Pentacles can be about having given too much, a reminder not to give too much, reminder not to try and please everybody the whole time, because you're then forgetting yourself in that. And when you try and give too much and you have expectations of another, you are going to be disappointed. It's about releasing expectations of another. But this Six of Pentacles in this position here, for me, just after this Page of Wands, is talking about you coming into a space of coming more into balance. You know, the meerkats are very social animals, so maybe in 2021, when we're all allowed out a little more, you are going to enjoy that time. Be with your friends, be with your family. You do love your own space as well. You're very watchful and caring of others, very thoughtful. And it's a reminder to do everything from the heart. You know, if you are wanting to do something in relation to your person, you must ask yourself, am I doing this from my heart space, or am I doing this from my fear space? And, you know, it's a reminder as well for you, my darling, of not letting people take advantage of you as well, your generosity. Because one of the things about self-care is also saying no. It's very healthy to say no sometimes. It's not that you don't care, it's not that you don't love, but sometimes it's a no, it's because you know it's not good for you. And when I talk about that, I mean that if you're finding you're doing a lot for other people who are not willing to help themselves, but they want to lean on you and ask you all the time for your advice, and of course you'll want to help them through talking through your own experiences, be very aware that if they're not shifting and changing, then it's not good for your energy. So you can still love them, but you can't heal other people. You can trigger in them the ability to heal themselves. But if they don't want to heal, my tummy is going, if they don't want to heal, then you can say 1,000 words to them and they won't hear a thing. So don't let other people take advantage of your generosity. That's leading onto the Seven of Pentacles. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is a lovely card because it's talking about your manifestations, as above, down below. It's talking about they're happening for you. You may see one or two in the early part of next year, or next year you'll start to see things coming in for you because you've got out of the way of them. But with the Seven of Pentacles, it's a reminder that it's not yet time. They're happening. Everything's been worked out for you, but like grapes growing, they haven't yet come in they're not ripe yet. It's not quite the right time. But to be grateful for what you do have. Each and every day, be grateful. The two most powerful words you can use are I am, and what you put after that sets out your intent to the universe, which will always respond with a yes. So if I am sad, you know, I am angry, the universe says, okay, well, let me give you more of that. I am grateful, I am happy. And as I said, those feelings, those two contrasts we have, this love or fear, acting from love or fear. When you act from a love space, even if it's saying to yourself, I'm so grateful for myself. Do you know, I'm really proud of myself. The universe says, okay, I'll give you more of that. And that feeling, that vibration is so much more powerful than the negative feelings. I think this is a little aardvark. Is it called aardvark? I think so. Options and results, Seven of Pentacles, aardvark. You know, the little aardvark talks about being able to overcome stumbles and obstacles, blocks, and knows how to sort of sort stuff out. And very grounded, you know, aardvarks sort of root around. So it's a reminder to you about remaining grounded, doing those things, getting out in nature, remaining patient, as I talked about, and being grateful. And that is leading, that little aardvark. It's very interesting as well here, because I just want to show you the symmetry of these cards. So you've got, that one comes first. Hang on, let me just get these up in that right order. Right, so you've got this little page of acorns, first of all, okay? And then that's then leading, so I've mirrored this computer, so that's then leading, no, that's then leading to the meerkats, which is leading to the aardvark, which is leading to the dolphin. So they're all focusing. The little monkey is kind of looking ahead at the moment. So that's about this message of transition. Hasn't yet, it's coming in, but it hasn't yet come in. But once it does, everything is moving forward towards this Three of Cups, towards these dolphins here, which is just lovely. Okay, my darling. So what I'm now going to pull for you is kind of the message from Spirit, this sort of love letter message from Spirit for you. And let's have a look. I'm going to use, my son gave me these, my beautiful Wisdom Oracle deck. So let's have a little look for you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. What message, love letter do you have? Thank you. Okay. Soulmates. Soulmates. Look at the penguins there. Whatever this relationship is, my darling, it's a soulmate relationship. Soulmate relationships are very special relationships. We feel so much for a soulmate. And so when these things happen, when divine intervention comes in, it comes in because we feel so much. It forces us to go through this shift. It forces us to release those things that don't serve us, emotions that don't serve us, those feelings of lack of self-love and self-worth and self-doubt and all of those things. This journey is for you to empower yourself. This journey is for you to come home. This journey is for you to get to know yourself because you lost yourself. Now, the thing about the penguins, which is so beautiful, penguins can't fly, but that doesn't stop them. And the male penguin is very protective, very loyal, very nurturing as well. The female goes off for a little bit. So this is why Spirit is giving you this message. At the moment, it's time for you to go. So know that your person, and this Hierophant's come out for both of you, has a huge amount of love and loyalty and respect for you. They're very protective of you. Whatever's happened has happened for both of you. I believe in order for you to come back literally in this wonderful energy of the Three of Cups, kind of riding that wave together, being in that vortex together, because you both have to go away. God, the universe, divine wants you to go away and shift your energies, because maybe before it was a codependent relationship. And it's time for you to go, but don't doubt their love and loyalty. Do you see there in the background, there is just there, do you see, you are being very much guided by a Spirit here and watched over by Spirit as well. You've had contrasts, you've had to go through what you don't want in order to understand what you do want. But this is now time for you to go. And this is now. This is time for you to explore. This is time for you to take those steps. You don't know where you're going, but that's what's exciting, because this is where you hand it over to God and the universe, and you just say, thank you. Thank you for whatever you've got coming up for me in 2021. I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to learn from it. Thank you. Because when you do that, you are allowing the universe to come in and bring you what you're wishing for. And when we talk about, I'm going to just explain that wish, hope, belief, and knowing. We can wish for something and think, well, it probably won't happen, but I'm wishing for it. There's doubt attached to it. And hope, the same, a little bit less doubt. Believing, still got a bit of a doubt, but it's not quite all the way down, all the way like on your foot on the accelerator. Knowing is when you just know that it's done, it's taken care of. So if you have that doubt and you have that lack of trust about what's happening here, but you know your feelings, those feelings you have, you just know you can't explain them necessarily to somebody, then go and play a little game with the universe. They love it. Your guides love it. You know, go and manifest something you have no attachment to. You know, today, tomorrow, just say thank you for, and think about an object or something that you have no attachment to. Just say thank you for it, and then forget about it, let it go, and see what brilliant way the universe brings it in for you, because they do have a sense of humor, and they do love a surprise and delight. But this is time for you to go. And now on the bottom of the deck, and that's, and so you can find yourself, and then come back to this Three of Cups. Now on the bottom of the deck, you've got breathe. Okay, this is wonderful. Look at the lotus flowers. This is you going through that awakening. This is you going through that space of listening, of observing, because when we listen, when we choose to listen, is when we receive those messages, when we receive those thoughts, those feelings that are messages from divine, from spirit, that we go, oh, that makes sense. That is your receiving thought. That's your link to source energy. And when we actually allow ourselves to listen and give ourselves those 10 minutes a day just to be with God, with ourselves, with the divine, is when we're allowing that to happen. Because we have to be quiet to listen. And it's about breathing, and breathing is about focusing and being in the moment. Because life is about right now. It's about you and I. It's about me talking to myself right now. It's about you listening to me when you're going to listen to me. It's not about the past. It's not about the future. It's about now. Because when you are in the now, when you say, I am in the now and I am grateful in the now, the universe says, okay. And it brings in all of those knowings and wishes and hopes and trusts and beliefs for you in the future. And thank you, Spirit. She's like a little fairy there sitting on her little kind of lily pad as well. And the lotus flowers, I don't know if I mentioned it, are about waking up. They're awakening, because lotus flowers only grow through kind of those darker waters. But that lily pad, you know, that lily is on the water. The water represents the emotion. So number one, that being still, being in the moment, just breathing and just allowing, see all the stars there, that's all the guidance, that's your chakras. So I don't know if, you know, you haven't had Reiki, do have Reiki, but it means that when you're still, the waters are still, then you allow your emotions, you're allowed to observe, you allow your emotions. You won't feel like you're on a roller coaster of emotions. Thank you, Spirit. No, they helped me out there because I was trying to get to that bit. And also you'll feel much lighter because she's sitting on that lily pad. She's not sinking in her emotions. She's just very happy sitting on that lily pad. She knows she's not going to sink. So that is very beautiful. And underneath that, okay, message in a bottle. There is something, and a stalk represents a new beginning as well. 15 is 1 and 5. 5 represents change. 1 is that divine number. 1 and 5 is 6. 6 is about moving the direction, moving forward. There is definitely something coming towards you with this message here. It'll come at the right time. It's going to be something that's very emotional, deeply emotional for you as well. I just want to see if my glasses are here. I want to see what's in that bottle. It's a telephone. It's a telephone. So there's going to be a call, some form of message, a phone call or something. There's a starfish on it, and the starfish represents having somebody having walked away, gone away. It's the 8 of Cups, walking away. But the starfish has gone at their natural pace, and they rest a while on the rocks as well. So for me, this talks about whoever this is, in the natural timing, in the right timing, in the universe timing, will come back. They may be a little nervous because they're wearing a mask here. The stork is wearing a mask, but they're very focused on keeping that safe, keeping that it's an important message. And lastly for you, sorry, they keep getting me to pull up the last, all these ones on the bottom. You've got no place like home. I mean, beautiful, sort of the, you know, the Dorothy thing, the Wizard of Oz, the magic of that. This is about, you know, all of those characters in the Wizard of Oz all did that journey to find themselves, didn't they? The lion who found his strength. God, I hope so. I can't remember the other ones, but there's the Tin Man. Was that bravery? They all found themselves on that journey. And this is a reminder to you that when you, I know it sounds, but when you find yourself, when you realize that your soul, your higher self, so connected to source energy, when you wake up and see that, when you trust and believe and that everything's happening for you, there is no place like home, and home is yourself. And when you come to that space of loving yourself and knowing you deserve so much more than you feel you deserve right now, and respecting yourself, that's when the universe can bring in everything in for you that you are knowing about. And all answers, there's a little kind of, do you see here with that there? Everything leads to within. Everything, all your answers lie within. It's like it's that never-ending cycle. It goes. It's all answers lie within, and also this stalk is coming from that emotional space. It's like flying towards no place like home. It'll all happen in divine timing. It'll happen for you. So I hope that has helped. I'm going to just lastly pull for you some of my spirit animal oracle, again given to me by my son recently, got my birthday. And I do love Mother Nature. I think the messages we get from Mother Nature are just extraordinary. And thank you, Spirit. What message do you want to give to whoever this is resonating with today? Thank you. Of course they do. They're being very funny. Oh my goodness, they're being very funny. Oh my goodness. Okay. You've got 5 cards that come out. I will go through them. Number 66, the White Raven Spirit. Trust in the magic. This is going right back to you as the magician, my darling. Now it's come out twice. Okay? Trust in the magic. Trust in your knowing, trust in what you're feeling, trust that it's already, the universe has already said yes, you haven't seen it yet. Again, on that branch, you've got, you know, that higher self, trust. The berries are saying something to me. The berries are, maybe this winter you might receive some form of message, but trust in that and nurture yourself. Thank you, Spirit. Nurture. The birds eat the food. They know what's right for them. Do nurture yourself during this time. Okay, you've also got the wolf spirit has come out for you again. So here, turn knowledge into wisdom. We don't learn from our experiences. We learn from reflecting on our experiences. So turn that knowledge in, turn those experiences, turn that knowledge into wisdom. So turn your experiences into that self-knowledge and that knowledge into wisdom. And that wisdom is divine wisdom. This is what your soul is trying to guide you to do. Your soul will never get in the way of you, of your mind and body, but your soul is always there guiding you. Be loyal. Continue to be loyal about your feelings, about how you feel, about your person, how you feel about the situation. Trust it. Be loyal. They're being quite funny again. You've got the wombat spirit, be at home. So that's about coming home to yourself. Be at home now. Look after yourself. Give yourself some self-care. Be at home with yourself. Learn to love your own company. Learn to love the silence, because that's time alone with God. This is a really extraordinary time that's been given to you, for you at this time. And look, that little wombat is wearing, like, do you see there? It's almost like that's allowing your third eye chakra to open up. And you've got my favorite, the spider. Make your dreams real. So the spider is a master of their craft, aren't they? And the spider weaves together all their desires, all their paths in a beautiful creative pattern. And this is the reminder from Spirit that you're doing that. You're weaving together those desires. You're weaving together your manifestations. But the spider's patient and waits, just waits. I'm not asking you to wait. I'm asking you to move forward with your life. But the spider has an understanding of divine timing. And the spider also recreates anew all the time. So if things don't go quite how they spend an elaborate night building the most beautiful web, and then somebody comes along and knocks it accidentally. The spider doesn't sit in despair. The spider says, I can recreate anew. So I'm just going to do it again. So it's also saying to me that whatever you are looking to manifest and do, if things don't go according to plan, just know, the spider may say, well, I'm not going to do my web there anymore. I'm going to go and put it over there, that there is something better for you, a better thing, a better foundation, a better weaving to happen. And the spider is about that beautiful sort of, spider's web has a vibration to it as well. So it's about the vibration that you are giving out. And the last thing Spirit is reminding me to tell you is that Charlotte's Web, you know, the lovely story about Charlotte and the pig, and she saves the pig by weaving these wonderful webs in her web about the pig, and everybody finds it amazing, and it saves the pig, it saves Wilbur. E.B. White says, the author says something about that words have the power to transform lives. So remember that the words that you use, the words that you feel you say to yourself, they are incredibly transformative or destructive. And it's a very powerful thing to remember. If ever you're looking for the right words to say, do just say thank you before you say them, and your higher self will step in. You may not remember what you said afterwards, but at the time you'll think it's quite good. So just say thank you. So I think that's very beautiful, my darlings. I hope that has helped whoever this message was meant to resonate for. And take care of yourselves. I'm here if you need me, if you wish to have a personal reading. I can do an online reading for you, or I can do a recorded reading, or even a one-question reading for you. But otherwise, I'll continue to be here on YouTube as we go forward into 2021. So take care, my darlings, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.